Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 157 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have again picked up the trail of their foes, the Committee for the New Age, which has led them into an ancient underground complex. We rejoin our heroes at the beginning of a combat with three metallic, snake-like constructs. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and welcome to our story. What story is that? Today we are telling the tale of Twilight of the Old Order. Here are our six brave heroes that will be in play during this session. Today, in a second or so, we will be going to each one of the players of those characters to answer a character development question. Before we do, however, two things. Firstly, habitual thank you very much indeed for all the people that support our channel, people that provide thanks and advice and suggestions and thoughts and advice on the rules and other things. Really appreciate all the love and good wishes out there. It really is appreciated. What we'd say to anybody who perhaps has been watching us for a bit and enjoying what we do, we really would like a like down below, and even better, a subscribe. It certainly does help the YouTube algorithm, help other people find our content, and if they're interested in either this style of role-playing game or indeed this particular system, which is Rolemaster. A couple of seconds from you down below, clicking a subscribe really does help. Thanks very much. And do please tell your friends, perhaps your old Rolemaster buddies from way back in the day. Encourage them to have a look and perhaps a like and a subscribe too. Thank you. Right, just before we head to each one of the players of the six faces up on screen answering a question about their character, we recently got together in person in Auckland, and we had a series of quizzes where the players of each one of the characters would ask their fellow players a few questions to see how closely their fellow players had been listening about the character's backstory, their skills, their abilities, etc. And we're slowly making our way through those recordings, and we're going to turn to one of those recordings in a second. I don't actually know which one it is yet because I've lost track of who we're up to, but we're going to go to one of those recordings right now. Hope you enjoy.
And now time for Severin's questions on day one. So question one is, what is Severin's profession?
This should be obvious, shouldn't it?
We've got swordsman, we've got warrior, we've got
Tinker. Genius.
No one tinkers quite like Severn. This must be true. Pete, again, he's running away with us.
He is. He's ahead of the
Question two. This might be a little more difficult, but it's been mentioned several times. What is Severin's favourite music? And this is something he sings himself. Does it a lot. I mention it quite a lot, but it is a tricky one. Is it drum and bass? No. Dubstep? No. Good guess. Jazz, folk, or hip hop? No, it's actually Tama folk songs.
Tama
That
folk
was my
songs.
second choice.
I was going to say
Jazz,
folk.
folk.
There's two different options, but yeah.
I should have written a lot of things.
All right. The next one is multi-choice. This is easy. What is the name of Severin's mother? Is it Astrid Kydegard? B. Maya Vergenstrom? C. Ebba Forstrom? D. Elk Blacklander? E. Annefrid Linska? F. Agnetha Folskog?
I'm impressed with the pronunciation.
If you can spell it, do you get extra points?
What have we got? We've got A. Astrid Kydegard. We've got D. Elka Blacklander. We've got another Astrid Kydegard. And sorry, no, it's Pete again.
Oh,
Eagle Eye noticed these two are actually.
we've come across Astrid, haven't we?
There was.
These two are in ABBA. If you want.
They're in Eva.
I thought they sounded familiar.
Right. Next question. What is the name of the band of mercenaries which Elka Blacklander, his mother, once commanded?
This one I know.
So, is it the Messenia Marauders, the Blades of Carson, the Joyful Butchers, the Widowmakers, Chumbawamba, or Led Zeppelin?
I actually know the answer for this one.
Same.
I know it.
I don't believe it.
Gotta be
We've
this
got-
one.
we've got-
Gotta be. It's gotta be.
Everyone's got Joyful Butchers, I think. They have. Well done.
One. I'm going to get one for Severin. Yay.
Okay, for a character question.
I'm not going to tell you, Tom.
Which of these phrases is Severin most likely to say? Is it, better we fight together? B, maybe we should hide? Is it, my numbering's off. We're going to jump straight to F just to confuse you. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. Or ogres, best you go at the front. Or E, every man for himself. And we've got A, and correct. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Yes, and that was the questions for today.
Hope you enjoyed that. As I say, before we cut, I'm not sure which one it was, but I'm sure the questions and answers will amuse you, I hope. Okay, so generally a few days before we play, I send out a few questions to the players to chew over and to mull over about their characters. We spend a bit of time doing this at the beginning of each session because this is a character-driven story after all, and I always think that the more we know about the faces up on the screen, the richer the story becomes. And we're indeed going to do that exact thing today. And we're going to start off today with Pete to answer a question for his character, Nicholas. Pete, the microphone is all yours.
Chris, yeah, kia ora. So for Nicholas, so I echo what Alex says in the other game. These weeks when there is so many options to choose a question, I'm going to choose this one. What is the most enchanted place your character has visited? It does say most, but I'm going to give three answers. Firstly, when was it? It was the Isle on I can't remember the name of the isle. The city of the elves on the Isle of Gaul. And I would say enchanted, and maybe it wasn't filled with spells, but it was certainly the experience was odd for Nicholas. The elves were way different, and he was in the complete city of the elves. It was a elf city in the middle of a jungle. They were, had chosen to be sort of reclusive, and just a really weird sort of vibe there for him, especially after we'd just been slogging through the jungle, getting killed by this and that, and orcs and nasty people. So, really weird, enchanted, sort of like that sort of sense of the word enchanted, as in like an experience that's influential, sort of thing. Caught you up in a spell of things. Another place that I'm not sure if it was enchanted, but it was weird. And he didn't understand the in-between, most definitely. I think that might be part of the natural sort of planes of existence rather than sort of a spell. but certainly there was weirdness going on there and stuff he didn't understand, and it made him feel very uncomfortable. And then the third answer, I'd say, well, I'm guessing there's a lot of spells around the place we're currently in. It's quite a desert environment in the canyon that we came down to on approach to this place, and then suddenly, temperate climate trees, a whole forest of them, or woods of them. There's obviously been really strong magic going on here. We've come across all sorts of enchanted creatures, guardians of this place. So yeah, I would be counting this place we're in right now as one of the most enchanted places he's been.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, we soon get up to lots of mischief.
We do.
Lots of interesting places.
Pete, and just to highlight for viewers and listeners' benefit, if they're scratching their heads going, what island of elves? That, of course, was one of the many places that the characters went to before we started recording these games.
True. Very true. Can I please pass over to Stara?
Sure thing. Stara, mic's yours.
Got to answer the first question. What's the most memorable battle Jada has fought in? Well, that was very recently. She fought a fire creature and was amazed that her stick worked. She's never really used it. Still can't believe it worked, especially against fire. So, yeah, very happy.
She's actually quite good with her stuff.
Who knew?
Who knew? That was a heck of a roll, and yes, very, very impressive. Nice work.
I'll
who's
pass
next?
on to Eskel.
Right, Askel's question. He is going to answer has your character ever broken an oath or a vow? And this always kind of circles back to his mistress. So he's not broken the vow. He's been very close to it. It is in recorded time. He just got a little bit sidetracked what he was doing.
He's been busy. He's been busy.
Yeah. And also, I guess perhaps testing the how much reach his mistress has, and she demonstrated she has good reach, which came to a gentle reminder from a visitor, which ended with a few words, and then getting his vow resolved for that month. So yeah, so not yet.
That actually, Anthony, has been one of my most enjoyable Askel moments. Watching Askel actually bristle and get quite. He didn't enjoy that conversation. Put it that way. It was a fun exchange.
Wasn't taking a step back.
Excellent. Who would you like to hear from next, please?
Let's hear from Giles.
Giles.
Hey, thanks, Graham. So the question we're going to answer for Yotto is, how does your character handle moral dilemmas? And so I think the answer to this is short of coming face to face with one particular character whom he's never met but had well described to him. He would sit and contemplate what he thought was the most appropriate thing to do. Although not exceptionally religious, would probably think about the ways of Dio in making that decision. If he was to come across this one particular character, however, I'm pretty confident he'd lose his mind and just go for it. But I think in any other circumstance he'd do that. I think his natural inclination, based on his experiences at home and to his village, would be to put others before himself. And so if he had no time to choose, I think his inclination would be to risk self for the preservation of others, if that was the kind of moral dilemma he was faced with.
Nice.
And I will hand over to Graham.
Thanks. Firstly, Severin, how does your character handle moral dilemmas? Nominally, he was brought up in the Roldanic faith, exactly, tradition. Although it shows, I think, 10% in his character sheet. I don't know how, if you can do that, but I would say that percentage has fallen considerably, having seen some of.
Of course, it's fallen.
Having seen the reality of factionalism and nonsense at the heart of the World of Duyranaki Church. He's completely disillusioned, but nonetheless, it sort of has impacted on his early life, together with his values of his family and those around him. And I think when it comes to moral dilemmas, he falls back on that basic grounding, as most of us do. You know, so it's basically he's a goodly fellow, but he sort of falls back on basic right to life, bad, vague sort of ideas of what makes a good person and a bad person, and that's basically what he falls back on. There's no moral code there particularly that he could define. There's just there's a sort of basic humanity at his heart, I think, which means if difficult things have to be done for greater causes, well, he may feel a bit squeamish, but he'll go ahead with them. But on the other hand, there's a basic sort of morality there at his heart. Turning to Tenya, has your character ever broken an oath or vow? She vowed to herself that she would dedicate herself to trying to sort of get her family's name cleared and see them return to their rightful place back in the city that she comes from. But I guess she's got sidetracked by this mission, really, and she was previously turned to adventuring to earn money so that she could perhaps get some backing and also pay off some debtors and try and worm her way back into society. But that's fallen by the wayside, really, because of the mission that they find themselves on, which not only threatens her family, but any family, certainly who has wealth or status. So that's overtaken it. I don't know if it's a broken vow, but it's certainly one that's on hold, and so she's sort of turned away from that. In her heart of hearts, she doesn't really think she's going to make it, but she's going to throw herself into it and do the best she can.
Excellent. Fascinating from everybody, as per usual. Thank you very much indeed. There we go. So, gentle viewer and gentle listener, those are 6 characters, named, not shamed, named, and their faces and names are up on screen, and a little bit more insight, a little bit more background into each of them. Now is the time we turn to our scribe, Pete, who always does a great job in quickly paraphrasing what happened last time. Pete, I'll try to fill in your descriptions with perhaps some images and some zooming in on the maps. But yeah, go for it.
Thank you, and I assume you'll do a more specific recap of exactly our positions at the end, please.
Sure.
So we started last session in the corridor. You can see there in the front there, we just killed, deactivated the metal enchanted dogs that had beset us, the four of them. We went into doing some. Jada was healing Tanya and Askell because they'd come off a bit worse for the wear and were still bleeding a bit. And then that we explored the room that you can see on the screen there, and there there's 4 pillars, a central sort of dais with a pedestal containing. I don't believe we've actually ventured up onto it. Yeah, there's thank you, bowl and some dust sort of thing, some sort of dusty material in there. I've certainly looked from afar and tried to read some runes on it, but I don't think we're particularly successful there. We decided to explore this room. We were very careful about traps. Went to the door, which is to the right of the screen, to the other side.
You started there. You did. That's right.
We started there. Yep. And as on screen, it was a collapsed room. So there was no further thing there. I think we perhaps could go back and have another look. I don't know if we explored that room entirely, but looked around it, but there wasn't much to see. First thing, we chose this one particularly because we figured that was sort of heading back in the direction we wanted to. If we need to make a portal through its back wall, up to 2, so we have to go through the fire arch again. We were just trying to see what the lay of the land was, but also it was a plain door. There was nothing remarkable about this door, I believe. Apart from being quite old. Yeah. The other 2 doors were not. There was something different about each of these two doors. So we then went to the door to the left of the screen, which I believe was the lead-lined door. So it was, lined in lead, which was like, oh, okay, interesting. We sort of had a strategy of standing to either side and opening it, and then the bird thing would go through or whatever. We're trying to be trap averse and keep ourselves safe. Behind that door was a lead-lined room, and another lead-lined door, and then through there, this very large rock that had, my notes say, sort of streaked with yellow streaked stone. So sort of veins of yellow of some description. We really don't know what's anything more about that, but we decided perhaps if it's got behind lead protections, we decided we'd just leave it and we moved out as quickly as possible and closed the doors. Talking of that yellow color, it was a bit confusing because the yellow color apparently on this third door, there's bands of yellow on this door as well. Has yellow metal bands, so maybe it's not a dangerous material. We're not sort of confused about the lead protection keeping stuff out of that room, but here it is, the yellow stuff is on this door. I'm not sure. This door had 5 circular openings at the top, and has these bands of yellow. We sort of a bit unsure about what was happening there. Not sure. We thought it might be gas, like vents and poisonous gas in. Not sure, but we still want to explore this complex. So we did the same thing, and I think it was, my notes say it was just as, I think it was Askell, as the person who was going to open the door touched the door, so made contact with it. There was a clanking of machinery, and very, very quickly 3 metallic snakes, that looks huge, but they're not huge. They're hip height on a person. Well, we'll see in a moment. But they're sort of rattled down and sort of fell behind the group there, and we're now into combat basically. The other two of the other holes seem to have been, there was maybe blocked sort of sounds. There was more noise from them, but nothing came out of them. So thank goodness. And I think that's about where we're up to.
Brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, Pete. Great narration as per usual. Yes, so these things are large, but they're not gargantuan. They're probably a little bit on the large side there, but not massively. They're certainly not filling up a tunnel like that. They're approximately that size. Nicholas had summoned the GM's arch nemesis, this bird thing. It was interspersed there. Askell's hiding behind a pillar. Yotto's here. Severin's here. Forget the name on there. Tanya is there. Holding a lantern. Put the lantern down, I think. Nicholas is there with another lantern, and Jadar is here. Just a little bit to familiarise yourself with the rest of this place, because it's been a couple of weeks since we played. You came down here, of course. You spent some time investigating this, what do you call it, disused laboratory thing here. You came into a study here. You found the dying man here who imparted some words to you here. You then came in through here. There was a combat in another room that was semi-collapsed. You then went in and fought some people here. Some people escaped up some kind of secret passageway, and the ceiling came in. You then came in here to what appeared to be some kind of chapel with some kind of altar or something there, and a woman with a jug pouring some water or something, a statue, quite a beautiful statue there. Down the corridor, down past all the frescoes, there were these strange cages with the various things in there. You came through, you found another of these guardsmen or soldiers hiding out in this room. You came in here, and there was this strange blue glowing stand. Through here, the flames behind you, which was where Jadar set off, defeated the flame creature, fought with the iron dogs here, and that's where we're at. So just a bit of a quick précis of where things are at. Any kind of qualifying questions? Anything that's not clear before we start the game, guys? Anything that needs further instruction? Going once. Going twice.
Yes, sorry, can I just double check? We didn't step foot on that dais, did we?
Yotto did.
Okay.
Yotto walked up, and he walked all the way up. He had a look inside. He was inspecting some runes that were on the dais,
That's
and
right.
then
That's right.
came back down.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that. Sorry about that.
Cool. Anything else? Let's start the game. We are going into rounds. It's the middle of combat. Fight music is on, and hopefully down reasonably low. Yes, it is. Very good. I'm about to click initiative. Any changes to initiative that I should be aware of? Anybody casting a spell when they'd normally be fighting or otherwise? Going once, going twice. Okay, gone. And please pop any parry that your character would into Discord. The parry split. We're off. First to act is, in fact, Jada. And hang on, I'll just bring us down to this view. There we go. So Jada, you were asleep. You were prodded awake by Nicholas last round. You are now awake. You're still on the ground, I believe.
Just quickly, Chris.
Yep. All right.
Just quickly. Has anyone else got Chris frozen?
Oh yeah.
Am I?
Unless he's keeping really still.
Yeah. Can you move your screen? You're not. The screen's moving, and you're not moving for me, as well.
Yeah, I don't get either. I've got a frozen screen and a frozen Chris.
Same.
Frozen
There we go. Screen's
It's
moving.
moved.
Okay, it just could be some lag, guys. So if that happens, if I'm trying to point something out on a map and there's a delay, if it's frozen, just let me know. But hopefully, Jada, you can see that. You were on the ground, just woken up. What do you do?
So because I was woken up, did I not get any hit points back?
You were
asleep.
You were asleep for less than an hour, so no.
Oh no. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get my quarterstaff at the ready and back myself into that corner.
Okay.
I can't. The screen's frozen, but is there a snake nearby me?
No, there's no snakes nearby you. They're all over here.
Okay, I can't see, but I'll just wait where I am in the corner.
Okay, cool. On your feet with the staff in the corner. Done.
Staff ready.
Cool. Hopefully the screen comes back. Next actor. Number 2 is this one here. What does it do? What does number 2 do? Has been hit. I think it was hit by Yotto last time. So it turns and tries to strike you, Yotto. Yotto, did you pop anything in the chat about you parrying?
I did, yep, so he'll full parry.
Full parry? Okay. What's his parry? What's his skill?
100.
Wow. Okay. And that possibly saved your life. This critter just rolled an 81, and it launches itself at you, and absolutely, without a doubt, would have hit you had you not put some into parry. You turned it aside. Doesn't touch you. No hits, no damage.
Harry wins the day again.
Parry wins the day. Number 3 does the same. Number 3 got hit pretty bad, and I think it was hit pretty bad from Severin. So it spins. It's now Tanya. It's now. I think it might have had its back to you anyway, Tanya, but now it definitely has its back to you, Tanya. And Severin, it does the same, exactly the same for you. Attempts to bite Severin. And Severin, and it just rolled a 95. Rolling again. Okay. Severin, what did you pop into Discord for your parry? Hello, Severin. Graham, are you there?
We-
Is he trying
He
to...
said he's knew it was going on and off. He has said 7.5 parry if Snake is facing him, so 50% parry for him.
Do we know... Top of our head, Graham, what is 50%? I actually need to know the number, not the percentage.
About 70.
About 70? Cool.
I think it's got about 140 OB. Yeah.
Done,
so-
I'm putting in 70. Okay. So that's with a shield of 50, a DB of 10, and parrying 70. That's 130 on his defensive bonus. This creature still manages to bite Severin. It's just for 3 hits, however. Severin, you're lucky. Only 3 hits. Harry wins the day again. Next up is Askell.
Yeah, it was 30% parry, which is 30 in points. You are glitching real bad, Chris.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's just as I said that you just come out of it, so
Okay. You can see that?
yeah. Now you're working fine.
Cool. Okay. You are...
He's got a shield.
Yes. So steps around the pillar and tries to wallop this critter here, number 1. Give me a roll, please.
Sorry. So he'll be doing a 70 attack. Sorry, it was 70 attack, 30 parry.
Cool. So, yep. Give me a roll, please.
84.
Nice roll. And what's his skill with his cutlass?
It was 70.
70. Sorry, you said that.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your injury, your negative 23, is really slowing you down. And even with a really good roll and not a bad OB, these creatures are fast, but not blindingly so. You do touch it, Askell, but it is just a touch. It's 4 hits. Crack. That's it. Next up is Yotto.
He's had his action. He was full parry, Chris.
Yeah, true. You do get the option of attacking for a +0. So basically waving the sword out there, and there's a chance of hitting it. You don't have to roll. Your call if you want to.
Yeah, and if I roll like low, I can end up dropping it or stabbing myself on the foot or something, can't I?
You've got to roll low, very low to do that. Your call.
How low is very low?
What's he using again?
He's got an Odashi.
Odashi?
I think it's 1 to 5. I think it's 0 to 5.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Top of your... Yeah, hang on, I'll look it up. Where's Odashi? Odashi 17... No. Hang on. Fumble range, 1 to 7. It's a big sword. It's cumbersome to use, so he's got a 7% chance. Your call.
What the hell? He'll wave it around.
Okay.
Give me a roll 3.
Give me a roll.
Oh, 95.
Roll again, mate.
Ooh, 86.
Nice. Never know.
Nothing like a bit of random waving.
Never know in this game. Which one were you going for, by the way? Number 1 or number 2?
Yeah, no, whichever one attacked him would be the one he'd go for, I'm
Number
sure.
2. Yep, sure. So he has 0 skill for his Odachi. No longer gets rear. But his attack was a very beefy 181. You never know. That is 12 in an E/. Roll the E, please. Make it good.
66. Oh, it's only 6. 1 6 short.
66?
No, it's 6, Chris. It's 6.
Oh, a 6, sorry. Yeah, not... Just need to check my baddies for a second. So you never know. Sometimes waving a sword around in the air, you never know. Just need to check my baddies. Sorry. That was actually a D crit, not an E crit. Beg my pardon. And D slash, and you rolled a 6. You did another 4 hits. Every little bit helps. There you go.
Thank you.
The one that you just hit, Askell, strikes at you. And you have your shield, which is 25.
Yep. And it was 30 points into
Thank you.
parry.
Lovely. Not even close. You turn it aside with absolutely no issue at all. Doesn't come close to hitting you. Parry, parry, parry saves the day. Severin, are you back with us, Graham?
I think you can hear me now.
Yep, loud and clear.
Yeah, so he'll use. So actually, half is 79.
Okay.
So he'll attack with his remaining. Unless you want to give me the extra for missing out the 9. Otherwise,
Sure. I'll give you the extra 9.
then he'll use that to attack.
Go for it.
So that's 88, I think. Yeah, right, go. Oh, 97.
Nice. Roll again. Another open-ended.
21.
21. Good roll. Team's rolling well today.
Yeah, that was 88 in total for the
Yeah,
sword.
I've got it. Got it. Nice. Divided by... So you even did overkill on that. Broadsword. 2. Hmm. 17. Yeah, this won't be a lot of additional damage. It's not. So it's 10 hits in just one sec. 50, 31 over. So it would have been a D. It's changed to an E. No additional crit. Roll the D crit, please.
$81.
Nice.
So did you say that was a D?
A D. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. No. Sorry. It would have been a D. However, because you did overkill on that, it's upgraded it was upgraded to an E. And it was 81.
Yep.
Another massive 30 hits. And yeah, you definitely do it some damage there. Huge amount of hits done.
Do I get my extra for the sword?
What is the attack? What is it?
The extra E. There was an 81 roll, but there for the sword, I mean the second crit.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
I'll put that. I will put that as a D, however, because it was actually a D that you rolled.
Yep.
So just before you roll it. Was number 3? Yes, it was. Cool. Attack. So 0 hits on a D crit. Roll the D crit, please.
85.
Nice. Rolling well today, guys.
Yeah.
Rolling really well today. Okay. So you smash it down. I mean, it's already on the ground, but you smash it down on the ground. Had it been a creature that would have been affected by a stun, it would have been out of the fight for a very long time. Unfortunately, this creature is not affected by a stun, but you've definitely damaged it. You give it another 15 hits add +10 to your next swing.
Ooh. Thanks.
Please remember that. Smash, and it is looking. Your first attack on it, Severin, which was from the rear, definitely damaged it. Like bits of metal came off it when you first hit it. This time round, yeah, you've crunched it bad. It is moving very, very, very poorly. You've definitely damaged this creature, severely damaged this creature. Next up, Nicholas.
Thank you. Nicholas, can I? I'm not meaning to be picky or anything. I'm just wondering about range on these, like the close, medium, and long range. Does that sort of apply to these guys? They're obviously working at medium. I just thought I'd mention it in case we needed to factor it into the combat. Just in case.
I've forgotten. I'm gonna ignore it for
Yeah,
this
cool.
combat.
Yep, cool. The bird would like to attack. He'll attack with a bird number. The one he'd like to.
That one's got his back to you. Yep. That one. Go for it.
And Nicholas would like to sidle into the room a little bit more. He's aware, if possible, just move 10 foot or whatever. He's just aware he's the only one he's got a lantern. So
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a roll.
67.
Birds on number 2. It is a rear attack. You roll a 67. What's its round butt bash? 70?
70 in a small bash.
Yes. Cool. Oops, 67 was the roll, not 87. 67. Yeah, same results. 5 in an A. Roll the A, please. Yes, roll the A.
79.
Which ends up being a 59. You hit it kind of mid-body, or the bird does, rather. And you do another 5 hits.
Thank you.
Next up is Tanya.
She'd like to back attack it all in.
All in, back attack, done. Give me a roll.
Hey, 7.
7. Yeah, the luck had to change eventually. Facing is, however, rear, so she gets plus 35 for that, and her short sword skill is, please.
It yields 103.
3. Yeah, unfortunately that negative 15 is still hampering her. Her wrist is really sore. She does hit it. She hits it for 4 hits. And that was enough. What happens? What happens, Tanya?
You blow at it.
Yeah, basically. And it falls over. What happens, please, Tanya?
I think Tanya surprises herself, does a really dodgy shot, and flips it, and it falls over. She can't quite. She looks at her sword quizzically.
How the hell did you do that? Excellent, nice. Where's a wee congratulatory? No, nice work, Tanya. 4 hit points. She's down. Thanks, Severin. That was killed. 5th level. It stops moving. That is the end of the round. Rolling initiative for next round. Anybody changing initiative, please put any parry modifications into Discord. Any changes to initiative going once, going twice, we're off. Jadar, yet again, first to act, you're in the corner. Nicholas, you'd also moved. Sorry, I forgot to move you a little bit. About that much further. Hang on, you full attacked, and you can move 10 foot. Yes, you can. Jadar, you're in the corner. Your staff is up. Anything else you're doing?
don't see any snakes. Where are they?
They are over here.
Oh, way over that side. Oh, should I go over there? No, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Better stay where she is. Done. Askell, next to act.
Same again. 70 attack.
Done. Give me a roll, please.
59 plus a 70.
Plus a 70. Yeah, your injury is hampering you, definitely. You do hit it. You hit it for another 3, but it is a glancing shot.
Cool.
Next up, number 1. Attempts to rinse and repeat and attempts to bite you again. Askell. Parrying for 30, correct?
Yep.
And a shield of 25, is that right?
Yep.
And again, parry saves the day. If you hadn't had that parry on, it would have been a critical, but that parry saved you. No hits, misses. Yotto.
Rinse and repeat, Chris. So he'll have an opportunity action. So the action will be full parry.
Full parry, option for full parry. Cool. Okay. Done. Number 2. This, does it turn to see what picked it from behind, or does it continue to attack Yotto? Yeah, this creature turns its back on Yotto, and at that moment, Yotto, you can act at any stage, and then attempts to attack the bird. So if you wish to do something in between now and then, Yotto, you can.
So just so I understand the mechanics of the game, Chris, my presumption here is he turns to attack the bird, right? That's obviously what he's going to do.
Yes.
So if I then attack him, I guess the snake will go, oh, actually I'm going to turn around and have a go at Yotto, right?
No.
So this is about the mechanics of play.
Yeah.
And if that is the way the mechanics work, if that won't happen, then Yotto will attack.
Yep.
Which will be 90% because he'll need to spend 10% to change his opportunity action.
You got it. That's exactly it. Exactly.
Cool. In that case, that's exactly what he'll do.
So Yotto gets to act. So the creature, how this plays out is Yotto was faster. Yotto pauses with his double-handed sword, waiting. The creature turns and puts its back to turns. Yeah. Relatively unintelligent creature. Probably for an intelligent combatant, I would have said that it would have moved to over here, out of Yotto's reach, or at least make Yotto move. This thing isn't necessarily too bright, so it does turn and just lashes out at the last thing that attacked it, which is the bird. As Yotto sees it do that, it gets its Yotto gets its back to it, and you get to attack first because. You were faster than it was. Give me a roll, Yotto, please, with 90%.
43.
43, done. As I say, a more intelligent combatant would have done something different, but here you go. What's 90% of his Nodachi, please?
90.
Cool. Does still get some DB because it's moving and they're moving moderately fast. You do hit it, Yotto, but it's with a roll of a 43. It's a glancing shot. You do it 8 hits. That's it.
No hits. Thanks, Chris.
It does continue. However, this is happening almost simultaneously, and it continues its attack on the birdie. Does the bird 2 hits beat? Glancing shot. You guys are rolling very well. Nicholas, your action.
Exactly the same as last time, please, except now the bird will attack front on.
Cool. No rear. Give me a roll.
57.
57. Cool. Yet again, exactly the same result. 5 and an A. Roll the A, please.
Yep, it's because it doesn't parry, so it gets its full OB each time, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah. And Nicholas would like to do is a little shuffle in a bit more, if possible. Oopsies, wrong one. 37.
3, 7.
Yep.
You have the initiative. The bird has the initiative next round. So, please remind me of that. If this creature acts, you have the opportunity to act before it. Please remind me if I forget. You do another 4 hits.
Cool, thank you.
And Nicholas moves in a smidge more. Okay. Next actor is Severin. Severin, you've just seen Tanya steal your kill. What do you do?
So he'd like to move on to the nearest one that's, I think, with the bird, that one there, yeah. So yeah, he'd like to move over there and whack that all in.
All in. It is, call it 10 foot away, so no movement required. He steps up, basically, literally a step, maybe 2 steps, and attacks it from. It'll be a flank attack. Give me a roll, please.
And that plus 10 to the next roll, is that any valid for the same opponent? Or does that just...
No, any roll. So you get it for this roll.
Alright, great.
That's number 2.
90.
90. Nice. What?
Yeah. So plus 10, and then full sword. 157.
157.
157. Yep.
157. Yes, that's what I've got. Plus the 10, and you rolled a 90, so that's a total of 100 for that, and it's a flank attack. Goodness gracious me. You are definitely going to do some overkill for that. 253 minus 150. I think it was quite a lot though, divided by 17 to 6. So not a massive amount, because all sorts don't do that, so that's 14. So 14 hits. 252 minus 150 is 100 over. So you do it an E and a B and your additional crit. So roll the E to start, so an E, a B, and then your additional E, which is converted to a D. So all told, Severin, an E, a B, and a D on this poor, unfortunate, innocent little snake. Give me a roll, please.
Innocent. 61 for the first.
61 for the first E. You do another 10 hits, and bits of metal come off it. And then we'll go to the and then we'll go to the B in a second. Just give me a second to set it up. That's 0 in a B crit. Roll the B crit, please.
52.
55, 2. Another 6 hits. And then finally, your last crit, your D crit on it. Roll
78.
Hasek. 78. 78. Well, consider, and that's another 8 hits. This creature is now negative 37 hits. What happens to it, please, Severin, as it crumples up?
Yeah, Severin had a bit of time there to line it up, and he kind of shuffles over and just smashes it straight around the neck area.
Down. Gone. That is killed 4th level.
Ooh.
Nice work. Next to act is Tanya.
So I guess if she can move in on the other one, she'd like to.
It's a little bit further for her to move, but not much. Yeah, 16. So I'll minus 16 off her attack, but she can also move in and make basically do as Severin did with a flank attack on it. Cool. Roll, please.
65.
65. It's a flank attack. 65. And what's her skill, please?
So that's... Sorry, what did you say? Lose 10 for movement, did you say?
16. She moves 16 foot. No, so I do all that. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay.
Yep, you just tell me what...
Okay. 103 is the total for sword.
Cool. Yep. Unfortunately, she's still hampered by the pain in her wrist. Yeah. She does hit it, but doesn't do it a lot of damage. She does it 5 hits.
Cool.
And then that is the end of the round. Rolling initiative for next round. Any changes to initiative, any changes to parry, please put it in Discord. And no changes to initiative that I'm aware of. Going once, going twice. We are off. Jada, again, first to act. Still in your corner. Doing anything else, Jada?
Keeping an eye out in case anything comes around that corner.
All right. This creature here doesn't know fear, doesn't have emotion, or doesn't appear to, and it continues single-mindedly. What does it do, actually? Does it turn on Tanya? Or does it stay on Askell? Let's see. Stupidly, or otherwise, it stays on Askell, I'm afraid. It continues to try to bite Askell. What is your parry of 30, I think, Askell?
Yep, that's the one.
And then
Plus
20,
the shield.
25 for the shield. Yet again, you turn the attack away, no problem whatsoever. It doesn't come close to hitting you. Askell, you are up next.
Right. Same again. It's 70 points for attack.
You're on.
No, you got a 20.
20 plus 70. Yeah, negative 23 for your injury is definitely something you don't. You do hit it. You do it one single hit point. Dink.
Yeah.
Dink. Next up is Yotto.
Smash-o.
Smash-o. At its back.
But he will have done the same thing, so he'll only hit with 90, not 100.
Done.
Because he will have full parry.
Cool. You get a rear attack. Give me a roll.
Massive 16.
16, 1, 6. You do hit it, but another glancing shot. 9 hit points. Crunch. Nicholas.
Every little counts.
Every little counts.
Can Nicholas see this area? I'm wanting to. He thinks Nicholas does think tactically. Is he aware of Severin having moved, basically? Because if Severin's waiting to get in at the snake, if Nicholas judges there's not enough room, he'll move the bird. If Nicholas is unaware, the bird will attack. Just trying to think. That's he's aware Severin's a strong fighter.
That is his view. He can just make out the snake, so he's aware that Severin has felled one. Yep. He is aware from that placement that yes, there's not a lot of room there.
So that bit between Yotto and Tanya, that's sort of too closed in really for Severin to move into.
Yes.
Yep, cool. Yep. The bird likes to disengage.
Because really we've got we've actually got Yotto standing there. We've got a pillar here. So Severin can't get in. Correct.
Yep. I got as much. Yep. He'd like the bird to disengage for 30% and we'll just move out of the way.
Cool. So could you roll a disengage for the critter, please? It'll be a all or nothing. Like easy maneuver.
Easy maneuver. Cool. Rolled a 64.
64. And what's its moving maneuver bonus or agility? Or
55.
I think you're going to be fine. You are absolutely fine with that. Yep, it moves out of the way. Where do you place it?
Yep. Yeah, there's great. Just out of the way so it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
So it's not going to be in the way. And Nicholas will move. If that's 30% action for the bird, he'll move further into the room, hugging the wall, keeping away. He's not wanting to get anywhere near the fight, but he wants to have his lantern shedding a bit more light. Yeah. Thank you.
Done.
Great.
Tanya put her lantern down, I think, as well.
There was a torch. She dropped it.
She did drop the torch. Okay, so there's a torch burning. There's a torch burning kind of there-ish. That's right, it was a torch. Okay, cool. Thank you. Next up is Severin.
Oh, thanks, Birdie. Yeah, I will. He'll take the bait and fill the gap.
Cool. So you now got 4 characters wailing on this poor snake.
Right. Death of Caesar. Going on.
Pretty much. That would be a flank attack for you, Severin.
Okay, he'll go. Sorry.
No movement required. It was a step, basically, for you.
Okay. All right. He'll attack.
Cool.
60.
60. 60 is the roll, plus 157, I'm assuming. You didn't say otherwise. Yep.
No.
Flank. Yep, you definitely do maximum hits. 57 divided by 17 is 3. So 11 hits. And I'll just tell you the crits. Yes. So you would have done it a D. Instead, you do it an E. Just an E. So an E, and then your normal D. It's an E normally, but it's transferred to a D because this creature reduces the amount of damage it takes. So you've got an E and a D on it. Roll your E crit first, please.
8.
8. Not wonderful. But you do another 6 hits. And then the D crit, just give me a second to set that up on my system. This is the D crit coming now, please.
16.
16. Another 5 hits, and you have the initiative next round. So next round, Severin, you get to attack this creature. You have the initiative next round. Yeah, you will get to attack before it. So no matter what, if we go to when we go to next round, you will get to act before it acts.
Okay. Right.
Do another 5 hits, and yeah, bits of metal are coming off this thing as Severin just wails on it. And then lastly, Tanya for this round.
We'll have another crack.
Death of Caesar indeed.
This is a change of action. She was going to parry, so she's now going to reduce that parry to. She's going to go full in at the end of the round. So, but that's a change of action.
So 10%. She minuses 10 off.
Yeah.
Cool. So give me a roll, please.
22. Yeah.
22. What's her skill, please?
Skill is 103.
Cool. She does hit it, but a glancing shot. 3 hits. Dink. But every little bit helps. And then that is the end of the round. Rinse and repeat, same again. Any changes to initiative I should be aware of for spells, etc. Changes to whatever you're putting into Discord about what your character does. Going once, going twice, we are off. Jadar, yet again, rinse and repeat. You're in your corner. Are you doing anything else?
I'll stay looking out.
Cool. Well, this snake has lots of targets. I'm going to give it a little dice roll to see who it chooses from. 1 to 25, Askell 25 to 50, Severin, 50 to 75, Tanya, and then above that, Yotto. 24, it still goes for Askell. It really doesn't like Askell. It has just been absolutely single-mindedly just trying to bite Askell for no apparently good reason. And same again for the 25, and you're blocking with 30. And I think this will be, yes it is, yet again. It's not learning. It leaps at you. It tries to fang you. Chomp, one of those things. Nasty sharp teeth. They would make a mess if they connected. They don't connect. No injury to Askell.
Happy with that?
Next is Nicholas.
He's got a hold there because he's aware that Jada now doesn't have much light. So, he'll just go, guys.
Go team, go! Get out your pom poms. Okay.
Yeah. So he's always got opportunity. Parry. Oh well, sorry. He's always wanting to parry if he needs to. But he doesn't. He'll just.
Didn't know he had to sort out.
Yeah, always.
Okay. Askell, your turn.
Same again.
Can the snake survive Caesar's assassination? I don't know. Give me a roll, please.
41 plus 70.
41 plus 70. You hit it again. Dink. You have a 100% improvement on last time, Askell. You do it 2 hit points.
Right.
Next up is Severin.
He declared a 70% attack.
Cool. Go for it.
23.
And what's 70% of his amount?
Working it out. 110.
Done. No crit this time. 7 hits. Crunch. Yotto.
But yeah, rinse and repeat, so he'll attack with 90%.
Done. And this is a rear attack for Yotto. Give me a roll.
60.
60. Boomfa. Yeah. That is 12 hits and a D critical, Yotto. Roll a D. What's the roll?
It's 84, Chris. I can
84,
live with
nice.
84.
84, nice. You absolutely wallop this thing for another 10 hits. More pieces of metal come off it. You absolutely smashed it, Yotto. And bits of, you can see on the screen, these various, parts of scales and parts of its back, part of its jaws kind of come away. You've absolutely smashed it. And you do another 10 hits. It's looking not quite as bad as the one that Severin walloped before, but it's not looking great. It's looking pretty rough. It's still going, but it's not looking good.
I trust him.
Yep. Tanya.
She has declared. What did she declare? 50%.
Cool. Cautious. Very wise. She gets a flank attack. Give me a roll.
82.
82. It's a good roll.
And that's 102 on a sword normally. 51.
Yep. 4 hits. And amazingly, much to my amazement, that creature at the end of the round is still on its feet, or on its belly, I should say. I can't believe that. Next actor, and that is the end of the round. Initiative for next round. 4 of you standing there just pounding on this bloody snake. Okay, rolling initiative. Let me know if there's any changes. I don't think there is. Also write in, please, your splits on your parrying, and we are off. So this creature does act first, although Severin, you get to act before it. What is your action?
Attack 80-20.
Done. Roll first, please.
Oh, 99.
Roll again.
$17.
Wallop, and what's 80 of his skill with the sword, please?
126.
1, 2, 6. That is a colossal. 232 minus 150 divided by 70 is 412. 232 minus 1 is 82 over. 82 over. So that is an E, an A, and a D. E, A, D. And it's 12 hits in an E to begin with. Roll the E-crit, please.
87.
Jesus. Yeah, smash this thing really hard. No additional hits, but more bits of metal, etc., are coming off it. And then I think I said an A and a D. Roll the A next, please. Just to, yep. Roll the A when
62.
you're ready.
62.
62. Plus 5 hits. More bits of metal are kind of shedding off this thing. And then lastly, your D-crit on this poor, unfortunate, innocent little snake.
2.
What's that?
2.
2. Funnily enough, that's what the computer rolled for you as well.
Oh.
What happens to it, Severin? It goes down.
Oh,
And stops moving.
Last. Well, my heart bleeds for the metallic thing that was trying to rip our face off. Didn't try and make friends, so yeah, he just continues smashing and clanking, and eventually sparks fly and goes down.
Hooray! Was killed 6th level. And with that,
Brilliant.
with that blow, the fight is over.
Phew! Yay. Well done, gang. That was good tactics there. I thought that was excellent.
Nice little group bonding.
It
Taking
was,
turns
wasn't it?
smashing this.
Yeah. Etu, Severin.
Eskel just kept it distracted. That was why.
Was sparkling, distracted by those sparkling earrings catching the torchlight.
Yeah. That would have been it.
It was winning charm.
Yeah.
Nice job, team.
So now GM's out of the room. Do you think we've got radiation sickness or something? Because he made us roll.
Made a couple of roll.
Yeah. Do we keep pushing with opening this door, I assume?
I reckon this door, yeah. Well, because there's no other way, so.
Yeah. And you know how he said there was some rattling in the other tubes, but nothing came out? Do you think there might be some that might be stuck but could drop out?
Yep.
Let's be aware.
Let's not open the tubes. That would be dumb.
Let's be aware.
going to send the bird through, Pete?
Yeah, happy to to do rinse and repeat of the outdoor exploration.
Yeah, I think it's winding Chris up, but it's a good strategy.
I mean to. I don't know if it helps particularly.
Well, if there's something big and heavy like a piano that's going to drop off the roof.
But as it's flying, I'm not sure it will set anything off.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
So it's not dragging itself along the ground, and I'm not sure if it could or what the logistics of that would be. I'm sure that was sort of probably not a goer.
It does land, though, doesn't it?
Well, don't know. It's
Oh, really?
yeah, but it's not flapping. The flapping doesn't keep it in the air. It's continually moving. So it's like, in my mind, it's like a human, sort of like an angely sort of. So it's quite upright, not birdie bird, but it's like got wings and it's bird shaped in that respect, and that's sort of constantly roiling, and that's the movement. But it hovers basically as.
Oh, right.
It is made of gravity. It is sort of like, I don't know, and that's my head. I mean, yeah, but no, I don't think it lands. I think it moves by flying, and I don't know.
Okay.
In the same way, the whistling is just a little ball that just can hover or just sits. I assume the bird is the same, so no, I don't think it touches the ground.
Okay, GM is back with his ginger beer. The fight is over. You all breathe a sigh of relief. I'm going to go around each character, please. We'll start with the ones we can see first off. And just as I usually do, just a quick description of, in the next 4 or 5 minutes, what do your characters do? So let's start with Askell. What are you doing, Askell?
Yeah, so he'd just be sheath his cutlass. He'd probably just be wanting to discuss what we're doing next around opening the door.
Okay, cool. Severin?
He asks Yotto what he read. I don't know if we ever found out what the runes said and on the days, and whether anyone else has got a good rune reads. I can't remember if we had kind of exhausted trying to read the runes or not. So he just asked that of the party.
Okay, cool. Cool. We'll play that out obviously in a second. Tanya?
We'll listen at the door.
Cool. Yotto?
So I can answer those questions, obviously.
Yep.
So my reflection is couldn't read the runes and saw dust in the dais. It's not like he stuck his hand in it or anything. So beyond that, wouldn't really be able to say. Yep.
Cool.
And I guess he'd want to be perceiving the rest of the room to ensure that our little smasheroonie hasn't encouraged any more beasties to appear from anywhere.
Sure.
So you'd want to have a good look around.
Cool. I'll ask you for
to make sure everything's fine.
make a perception roll if you like, and I'll come back to you in a second. Nicholas, actually, and Tanya, if you'd like to do one for listening at the door too. Nicholas, next little bit.
He would happy to go along with any help in any plan of opening the door.
Mm-hmm.
Him and or the bird. He had a go at reading the runes and was unsuccessful, I think. He didn't go onto the dais, but he got a little bit close, which is very brave of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he would suggest we sweep either drop the mechanical snakes down the pit, or at least get them out of the way of the door, so that the access way is clear. But otherwise, he'll just join in discussion and join in the plan of moving on and opening the door.
Cool. And then lastly, Jada, next few minutes, what are you planning on doing?
I'll say that I can read runes and looking out for anything coming down the hallway, looking, listening.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's start with Jada. So you mentioned that to the team that you can read runes. Jada, you can't see anything coming down the hallway other than the flicker of these flames from down here across the little bridge down to the double doors, and the portcullis, of course, is up. Nicholas, you mentioned that you attempted to read the runes on there, but unsuccessful. Yotto, you pass on that same information as well. Yotto, what was your perception roll, please?
That was 16.
What's the skill?
Oh, crikey, sorry. I think it's 48. You haven't said it. Yes, 48.
Okay.
The other thing
You don't see or hear anything else?
Cool. The other thing Yotto would do is have a close look at these snakes.
Yeah.
So, and what he's really interested in is things like, are the teeth removable or useful, or can he work out how these things are moving? Are there obvious weak spots in them? So should we meet them next time, it might be clearer about how to kill them.
Cool. All right. Still on your turn. So we'll touch on that. They look, that's them. That's them there. Obviously, as described before, they're not that big. 1, 2. 1, 2, and where's my third one? I can't see my third one for looking. There it is. Third one. They're slightly. They're obviously a lot smaller than described. They seem to have, you do a close inspection. They do seem to have some kind of mechanism in their tail, and there are like barbs inside their tail. You're maybe not so mechanically minded, Yotto, but it almost looks as though something might fire from their tail, a pointed arrow or something like that. You're quite happy that didn't eventuate in this fight. In terms of their teeth and other parts of them, no, there's nothing apparent that comes out, other than what Severin and company have smashed. But there's nothing apparent that you can move or change. And I'd include that in your perception roll as well, by the way. So you've done a roll to investigate. Don't see anything more than that.
Thank you.
Yep. Tanya, you head up to the door. A couple of things about it. Firstly, what was your perception roll, please?
It was 45.
45.
Plus 85.
Several things you notice. It does have a lock on this door, which appears to be the same as the one that you successfully picked over here. You haven't touched the door yet. The only one who's touched the door so far has been Askell. You don't hear anything, smell anything, see anything on the door, other than noticing it's the same lock. Well, it's a very similar lock.
And a different lock to the one with the key that we've got.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you all do?
Well, I mean, Tanya would offer to pick the lock on the door, see if she could do that.
Okay.
Anybody else? But I mean, unless if everyone's ready for us to do that.
Talked about moving snakes down the pit as well.
Oh, that's true. Actually, yeah, Severin will do that. Yeah, or help if anyone wants to help.
Okay.
We'll go and drop a snake down the pit.
Cool.
Yeah, Askell will help with that too.
Cool.
Snakes and pits, they go together.
There you go.
Okay.
Tanya could definitely use some light at the door, by the way.
Oh, she picks up a torch again. And then, when she's ready. After they've disposed of the snakes.
Okay, so one. The dogs were incredibly heavy, you'll recall. One of which is still lying there because it is so heavy to move. These are smaller and lighter, but lighter in a relative sense. They are still very, very heavy to move. You can do it with a bit of dragging and scraping, but and they clatter down to join the 3 dog creatures down in the pit below. Crunch, 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 crunch. Done. Tanya, that's now done. What do you do? And anybody else doing anything I should be aware of?
Which door were the other tubes on? The one the door we've already gone through.
They were all.
All on there.
Yes, so 1 directly above, and then 2 either side. Total of 5.
And so 3 snakes have come out of 5 holes.
Correct.
And the 2 holes that didn't have a snake falling out of them. Will you say we heard something, but nothing happened? Or
rattling and kind of noise, and every and actually that's a good point. Sorry, you did hear something. You would have heard rattling in those holes. Sounds like metal clinking. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Yes.
Would
Swearing?
Swearing, yeah.
Would how wide are the holes?
Kind of. If you can
About
see, if it's on
about
screen.
the diameter of the snake.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Should we try and shove a rock in there? What do we think?
The rattling is further up into the ceiling, by the way. It's kind of
I'd leave well enough alone. I think there's snakes that should have come down that didn't come down.
All right. It's just when we touch the door again, obviously they might have another crack at it.
You could jam a rock in and just belt it in. But I guess how high is it? Can you reach it?
Certainly can't reach it. No, the ceiling's
step
like
ladder.
Yeah, no, you need Yotto's step ladder again.
Yeah.
Have you got a step ladder, Yotto? Keeping this quiet.
If only he did. He's tall. He'll put Severin on his shoulders.
Build a human pyramid.
That's right.
What do
One
you?
of them.
Yeah.
Might attend spell law list.
Well, I guess if Tenia's going to pick the locks, we'll have our swords out. So if anything drops down, we're ready for a bit of monster stabby straight away.
Sort of form up, like, yeah.
A wide arc around the door, then, or rather around the two holes that haven't deposited snakes upon us.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going there, Severin, Yotto, you're there, Askel's there, Birdie is.
Maybe on the open side where the door will open. Is that right? The handle's there. Yeah. So if it can be against the wall.
Yep. Okay.
Sort of.
It's there. I'm not going to move it because it's going to faff around. Nicholas is standing where?
He would stand. Next to the pillar.
Okay.
Behind the bird. So he's got his light on the situation. He's not way out of the room, but he's certainly not close.
And Jada.
She's like the bad girl relegated to the corridor.
Keeping an eye out.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not feeling very well. Eskel, do you want to be me?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay?
Oh, I had a migraine for Friday and Saturday, and then today I'm just not feeling that great.
Oh God, sorry to hear it.
It's all right. Getting used to it.
Yeah, I can come to Jada.
This one's long one. Is it okay?
No, yeah, of course, yeah. Just sorry to hear you're unwell.
It's all right. Thanks, Anthony.
Rest up, Starra.
Yeah.
So, but basically, Jada was going to rest up as well, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And get back to her meditation.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear she's not well. Okay, so that's where you stand. There is now reasonable lights, pretty good lights around you. Tanya, you have picked. Give you the. Yeah, so you get the plus 20 for the perception roll. Type. Yeah, okay. So you've checked it out. You've got a reasonable amount of lights. Give me a roll, please. It's master.
2.
It's master.
Oh, good. Oh, that's good because that was 2.
No, it's master.
Plus 60. Sorry, 63.
Cool. So you got the benefit from having picked a similar lock, not the same, but a similar lock. It is a harder lock, so there's a negative. So, but.
Oi.
Success. Mark down a successful hard maneuver. For picking that lock. The lockpick's turn, and there is a satisfying click in the door. Nothing else happens.
Well, I assume if we're doing as we did before, she'll make room for the bird. And then So if the bird pushes the door open, and then it's opening inwards or outwards, sorry?
It opens towards you.
Okay. So maybe we would all step out the way. Well, Severin would certainly suggest that no one stands in the doorway in case a charging rhino comes out or something. Metal one, obviously. And then we sort of line up either side of the door. Would that suit everyone? And then send the bird in.
Yeah, Yotto's going to keep a real close eye on one of the holes with the noise that the snake didn't come down, and suggest maybe Askell keep a close eye on the other one. And then
Yep, sure.
Severin can get the rhino, and if the snakes come down, we'll get them.
Cool. All right. So there is that very nice noise, and the lock opens. Also, the lock turns. Pull the door open and pull it towards you. The door moves its way in. GM is just going to take the screen off for a second to just do a little bit of expose, and I shall.
Guys, should Tanya lob her torch in? Is that a good idea?
Yep, definitely.
Cool. So, the door, rather inconveniently, has opened the opposite way, just simply the way the maps worked, but that's all right. So, interesting. Potentially interesting. This is what you see. So first and foremost, the door was banded with those yellow bands that I mentioned. Strange pieces of, looks like stone. And also down this relatively short, 26 or so foot corridor, there are these yellow bands of stone that run down the length of the walls, and you can see an archway at the end, and there are more of these yellow bands running through the stone. There would be gaps of about that much in between the bands. There's quite a few of these yellow seams of stone inlay, or yellow metal or stone, or metal into the walls. That's one of the first things you notice, and the torch lands here. The other thing you see at the far end are chests, boxes. You see some other things as well. I'll show you. You don't see that. You see a box like that. You notice a gauntlet. You notice a leather coat. There's some rings. There's some other boxes and some chests. There's some larger and more bulkier items. Oh, there's a staff as well. And there's some other items in there as well. There's a dagger. You can just make out a longbow that's unstrung, and you can make out some bulkier items as well piled up in there. Some ivory, and some other things, some other crates and boxes. Quite a few things. Covered in dust, all filthy. And also you probably can't see it, but this kind of strange thing, I'll flick it up on the screen just very quickly. It looks like that. But,
sorry, I can't see you frozen for me. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, frozen for me too.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Can you see now? So what was the last thing you saw?
I can see a corridor, that's it.
Oh, damn it.
You with puckered duck face.
Yeah, damn. I don't know why it's
Face.
Am I back?
Just one of those days, I think,
Yeah.
into Web World.
Yep.
No, it still froze.
It's still frozen. That's unfortunate. Because of course the viewers and the listeners are going to get, well, the viewers are going to get to see what I'm describing, and I really do need you guys to see this. What do we do?
Wellington.
Yeah, maybe it's something to do with
Maybe it
Wellington.
doesn't like reaching Australia.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't like reaching Australia.
Okay, I'll run through. So Graham, you saw the images I flashed up on screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll run through them again so people can see the screen and it's moving now. You can see the mouse. You can see me moving. Yes.
Yes, I just gave you a thumbs up on the camera that's off.
Yes, thank you. Yep. So some of the objects you can see, you don't really get a good look at that, but that's there. There's a gauntlet.
You've frozen again for me.
Okay.
Very good descriptions.
Not for me, though.
Unless you can put an image in the channel.
Yeah, I could do that actually. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. So am I frozen for you too again, Pete?
No, you're still fine. I can see the stone box.
Okay, so it's just you, Anthony. I'm afraid.
That's good.
There's a staff. There's a coat you can make out. There's a dagger. There's various other items as well. There's a ring right in front of the archway. I'll come to the archway in a second. You can make out a pair of spectacles. There's also some bulkier items. You can make out some ivory and some chests, etc. as well. So that's these items down the back. You can see there. There is a ring lying at the base of the at the floor, which I'm not going to do because that's not going to like it. But just inside the rune there that you can see. What's perhaps particularly curious is what's on the floor. So on the floor there is a whole bunch of eyes. They look like this. And right, and I'll put these into chat in a second. So there are a whole bunch of squares. In fact, I'll put them into chat now. Coming into main game chat. Good file. Anthony, have those images come back on for you? Hello?
Nah, nothing for me.
Okay, I'll pop some into chat at least. So I'm putting. Why is that not doing that? That's weird. So on the floor are these tiles, and they cover the entire corridor. They look like that. The ones here. Can you see my cursor move?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The ones here are the closest ones to you. The ones at the end are the closest to the other end of the archway. This is what they look like. Coming into main game chat. And then at the end of the corridor, here above this door, you can see where the cursor is now. Just at the top of the archway, there is a single eye that looks like this. Yeah. So 26 foot. I'll just check the length. Double check the length. Yeah, 26 foot long hallway has these eyes on the ground, and you can see. Oops, you can hopefully see on screen for those that can see the screen. Those eye tiles on the ground. 26 foot down, and then that last eye that I put directly here above the archway, And then boxes and various items down in crates and boxes and the various objects that I shared before. Anthony, for your benefit, I'll put some of those images to chat now. I won't put them all. I won't put them all in, but I'll put some of them in.
So I think Yotto might suggest to Tanya she could look for one of those sneaky latches that she found before. It was Tanya, wasn't it? That would seem to make sense.
It was. She could check for giant polystyrene rolling boulders as well, I think.
So maybe it's the pattern.
It could be numerical.
This looks like you need to stand on the eyes with 6 little lines.
There's only one at the far side. So is the pattern going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Could be. Yep.
It's a bit of a jump, 1 to 2, isn't it? But yeah. Oh, there's no 4 on the back wall, though, is there?
Yeah. So if you did a 0, step right to 1, step back to 2, step forward to 3.
Yeah, then you get 4.
Right.
There's no 5.
There's no 4.
On the pattern I've got in the chat, there's a 5.
A 5 and not a 4, yeah.
Here's a 4.
So 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. Is that what you're saying? Oh, you go to a 4 and then to a 5, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Step 1 forward, step to the right forward, step back, then step forward again but to the left, then step to the right forward, step to the left forward.
Would you hit this and then step to the right to hit the 6 finally?
Yeah, at the end. That's if that's the pattern.
Yeah,
of course.
I feel certain it is. The 6 at the end isn't a tile though, is it? That's just on the wall. But there is a 6 next to the 5 on the last line.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that on screen. For some reason, I can't get rid of that error message.
Yeah, the one on what Chris put on the main game channel shows a 6 is on the last row.
Yes. Okay, that's a good start. Any other theories before we? You could go 5, 4, 3. No, you can't do that. You can't go backwards. But the fact that 6 is on the far side on the wall suggests that could be your last point. I mean, that seems quite logical.
Why can't I get rid of... Oh, this is so annoying. Can't get rid of that error message.
I think that's just...
There's a Discord error message, and I'm in Discord. I've put the items into chat. I really don't want to cancel out of my software. Keep talking amongst yourselves, guys. I'll figure it out.
Who's done a Mensa test before?
Or is it you have to step on 2 times? You have to always equal 6, so you would have to step on a...
It'd be tricky on the first one.
Yeah, because you'd have to try and hit them both at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Can't equal 6 in the first row, can you?
No.
3, a 0, 2, and a 5.
Mm.
You could do one. You could. Oh God. No. Could be 2 times 3.
Oh yeah. There's only 1 6, which is in the very last row.
So you.
You've got the anticipations thing, Graham. Is that twice a day? 3 times a day?
Sheep.
And we've slept since then, haven't we?
Yes.
That's a good idea. So what you could do is anticipate what happens if you stand on 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it has to be 5. I can't see a 4.
No, 4. So zeros in row 2.
3 times a day.
Then one in row 3. 2. Sorry, zeros in row 1.
Yep.
1 in row 2.
Yep.
2 in row 1. 3 in row 2. 4 is diagonally right and up in row 3.
That'd be
Yeah.
hang on.
Okay.
You're jumping one here. You go 0 on the first, 2 on the second. Sorry, 1 on the second, 2
Yep.
on the third, 3 on the third.
Oh,
fourth
you do
on
it that way.
the- Well, what's your way?
I was going to go back to row 1.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
So
I think that's
0 on row 1, 1 on
Yeah.
row 2, 2 on row 1,
Right.
going back, 3 on row 2, and then you've just got a diagonal right, diagonal left, diagonal right to go 4, 5, and 6. Is that what you were thinking, Anthony?
Yes.
But you can do it. You can.
Yeah.
You could do it that way, or you could just go forward every time. I don't know.
Yeah, I did wonder that whether you got to be moving forward each time, but it's sort of you go 0, 1,
Where is the
2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go forward each time, there's no 4 in row 5. In row.
Yeah,
the
go
first row.
adjacent on the 4th row. Yeah, but not
Yeah,
that. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
I think using anticipation is a good idea. The other thing, before we step onto anything, I mean, we would have thought you'd give them a good hard whack with that quarterstaff, right?
I suppose if you,
Has anyone got fly spell? They just fly over.
yeah, well, we've got that too.
Whatever.
But do the bands do anything as per that little gif I flipped in?
Yeah. I think that there's going to be
Where's
anti-magic.
the this ring you talked about, Chris? Is it on the far side or on the floor, like literally in front of us?
it's on your finger.
It is. So I'm just having, as you may have picked up, I've had some technical difficulties, which I am in the process of adjusting. The ring is lying very reasonably close, within a foot or so of the entryway into the room, so out of the corridor.
And on which eye does it sit?
It doesn't sit on an eye. I'll show you in a second once the map's back together. Map has just had a wee hissy fit.
It's weird.
One thing I would say about moving forward as opposed to back is that you can, if you keep going forward or adjacent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you do it in 6 moves. And 6 is written on the back wall. I don't know if that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're on the last row, and then you step off. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5.
Can't
no,
go 1 in row 1. There is no 1 in row 1.
Oh, 0.
Yeah, 0 only.
You go 0,
But-
1, 2, but then
3.
3, but then no, there's no 4.
No, you'd still do it in 6, wouldn't you? No, don't worry. Right, any alternate theory that we should give some consideration to? What do they all add up to? 5,
We did-
13, 14, 12,
I
16.
think it's a good question.
First things first, I think we should get this ring. I think you ought to be keen to get the ring and move it over, see if anything happens.
You
It's
can't
weird.
touch
Does it
the
look-
no. It's the ring is no. I'll have to show you. You can't touch the ring. It's inside the room, so it's not in the
Okay.
hallway. Yeah. I can't show you at the
in
moment.
the room.
Yes,
Okay, it's right on the other side.
correct.
Yeah.
Well,
So eye hallway, archway with ring underneath it, and then the room with the boxes, right? Yeah. Well, I reckon we can try and get the bird to go in, and if there's going to be cancel magic, I wonder if it'll dissipate the bird, which is fine, but it's a good way of
We'll do
testing
it.
that. But the bird could probably go and pick up the ring.
What about Chris? But you said we caught sight of an eye, something else in the room.
Sorry, guys.
Are we-
No.
Give me 2 minutes. You can ask me questions, but I can't show you anything at the moment because the
All right,
mapping
yeah,
software
just, yeah.
mapping software's
All right.
crashed. Any questions you can ask? That I don't need
What's
to
the
show
answer?
you. What was the question?
No, no. Being silly. Let's come up with some alternative ideas, right? Just so we've got
Yeah.
a choice.
So 3, yeah. 0. I'm just doing the numbers. 5. So we could, we can get the bird to go in there first. Not see if the bird can pick the ring up, see if it survives, We could fly through. We could do leaving through. We could leave the ring to us.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Those are different options for using magic. Otherwise, I reckon it's the standing on the eyes. I don't think that. I don't know if the bird's got enough weight to do that. I don't know.
Well, look, we could try it. Just try and come up with. I mean, I think definitely try the fly or the leaving. Why not?
So
I
leave.
Yeah.
But I suspect it's not going to be as easy as that.
No.
But give it a go.
So
just-
leaving, for example, is not like fly. So it's a bit like teleport. So you just move quickly. Correct.
Yes.
It's not like you
Yeah.
float across, get hit by 1,000 arrows, and then appear, and then you're there. This is just like a teleport
Leaving
jump.
is a teleport spell.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
I think. No.
Okay.
Can't say. Can't say that.
Maps.
The other
back in-
possibility is we could use telekinesis to lift something and bring it to us if we think that
True.
would be helpful.
So
Yep.
Map's now working a bit better. So let me just
Cool.
explain this a little bit more. So there's your 26 foot down with the eyes in the same that I showed you on that image. So that there should match up to the image I just put into chat. So you can see there, or there, etc., etc., etc. There is a ring that is sitting apart from the other boxes, etc., at the front, and it's sitting about here, inside the room, about there.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see that. Oh, sorry. Could you show again?
About there.
Yep.
Oh no, you
Oh,
can't quite see
sorry.
it.
Yeah, your pointer was under
Yeah,
your
yeah.
camera image.
About there.
And that thing we caught a glimpse of, Chris, can we see that?
The thing you caught a glimpse of?
The eyes.
Yes. So the eyes are there, and then there is another eye. Hang on, I'll just. And then there is another eye. That last eye that I put in, you can, which is in the chat, that is right there. You can see my cursor moving. It's right above
Yep.
the door.
Oh, I meant that's the kind of molded kind of.
It's harder to see because it's only about two or so foot high, but yes, you saw this here inside the room at the back, so you can't you can't see all of it. But there's the other objects in there that I've mentioned, a pair of slippers as well, gauntlet, bits and bobs. What do you do?
Panic.
Panic.
Decision. Eskel's happy to do leaving or step on the tiles if we didn't want to use the birds.
We should send the bird in first.
Why don't you try that ring first
What,
Why don't we try and
casting
get-
telekinesis on it?
on the
See
ring
if we
in
can
case
do
that has some bearing on crossing or I don't know.
I could do that. Shall I do that?
What do you think?
I
I'm
reckon
struggling
we
to
can-
come up with an alternative pattern to the one you've suggested us, Anthony. I don't think
Yeah.
with one, but
I reckon we send the bird in first and clear the hallway, so no one's standing at the end, and see if the bird can go in.
Step back.
what? And follow the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, no, it's flying,
Oh, I see. Okay.
so it won't. Yep. Let's see if it can actually go in, because if it, who knows?
Okay.
If
Yeah.
it fits, it might be too large. I don't know.
Sure.
Is that what you do? Stand back and send the bird in?
And he goes.
Okay. Nicholas, you get this creature up to the door. I'm going to shrink it down just so we can all see a little bit. Get it up to the door. The second that it crosses the threshold, and I mean the absolute second it crosses the threshold, two things happen. Firstly, it disintegrates. Secondly, Nicholas, there is an absolutely burning pain in your head.
Oh.
And can you please roll a spell failure, a plus 60 spell failure result on yourself, please? Give me a roll.
Ouch. Was bound to happen.
Well, it's bound to happen, but
Yeah. So I want high or low? I want low, right?
You want very low. Very, very
How about
low.
9?
No, 9 is low. 9 is
Well
very
done.
low. Very low. Spell failure 69. Moderate mental lapse causes caster ineffectual spell, but not spell points. Very fortunately, Nicholas, you don't lose any spell points. You're just a bit kind of taken aback. But ow, God, it was like just a blinding pain through your head, and the bird's now gone.
lucky.
Oh well, you all saw that. Cool.
I can't think of anything else we've encountered that suggests a clue to this other than where we are. There's no other
Numbers
intel.
anywhere.
No.
Can we do
I
a memory check of the? Does it work that way, or do we just have to? Sorry to interrupt, Graham.
Go on.
Can we do the characters do a memory check if we've noticed numbers or anything anywhere else in this complex, or is it just down to us as players?
I think it's kind of down to you as players.
Yeah.
We did
I
find those runes, didn't we? But they didn't. Can't remember what they were.
There was that rune on the wall which was to stop, just command the fire.
Yeah. That
Nudge.
yeah.
Do we chuck a piece of rubble in?
I think that we should probably. I think the thing to do is to crack the code, isn't it? I think. If the rock.
Jim, we're back in a sec.
So if we throw a piece of rubble in, we might.
Hand across the door, don't we?
Well, that's the first thing to test if someone can enter.
Yeah. I mean, I think casting a telekinesis spell or some other spell like leaving probably is bad form, right?
I think so.
I think if that
Yeah,
spell
that's great.
is cancelled, then assume every spell is cancelled. I'd say it's quite a safe assumption.
What if you try to throw a rock just right through to the other side, like rather than it landing, but at least if you try to attempt to throw it through, or you could shoot an arrow if Tanya wants to just and just see if there's a reaction of something moving quickly through there. So if a rock or an arrow goes,
Well, just chuck a rock. You try a rock.
Yep.
Has anyone else got another pattern other than numerically going upwards?
Should I Google it?
The other option is you go like all fives or all threes or something. So
Oh,
I think
true.
5 is the only. So
yeah,
the
no.
5 lines are the only thing that exist on every single row.
No.
Row 1, row 2,
Three.
row 3, row 4,
Three.
row 5.
Threes do. Threes are on every row.
So what's the significance of 3s and 5s?
Yeah, I don't
suppose-
know. I just think
I mean, it does point to what you suggest, Anthony, because of the 6 on the back wall, right? Because then it ends, you got 6 goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're off.
I wonder also the other thing I think that contributes to this is what's the distance across the hallway, because that might show what patterns are not possible. So if you're going to jump from the 2 in row 3 to the 3 in row 3, that's across the whole. That's from the far left to the far right. That might not be possible to physically do. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Are you there, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what's the distance across the hallway, please? Like, if we were to, just the distance from the tile in the leftmost tile, and across the hallway to the rightmost tile across the hallway in the same row.
Yep, sure. Just a second. I will answer that question.
I think if someone's doing a puzzle, they don't want the execution of it to be, ridiculously difficult. And you've got to leap a huge jump. Sorry to sort of hijack the.
Well, the other thing that's worth remembering is the dudes who built this are bigger than us, right?
True.
Everything's about
Point.
OP.
Very good point. Yeah.
Did we check to see if there's any on-off switch secretly hidden again? Did we do that?
Oh, yeah, true.
Tanya should do that.
Because
Yeah,
you'd expect it to be on the outside rather than the inside.
Yeah, I'll
Or
do some
you can
perception if I
now.
can, Chris.
So distance is 26. Mentioned
Thank
down
you.
there. And then
And across?
And across,
Yeah.
yep. Is. Actually, let's just do it this way. Yeah, call it 10 foot across.
So each one is 2.5 foot.
Thereabouts.
So as a jump of 5 foot, if you were to go from across a row from tile 1 to tile 4, would be a jump of 5 foot in the middle.
Big jump.
Anyway,
And the little carved thing doesn't seem to correspond with anything. Except the doorway in is on the 4th.
do you mean? Sorry?
Oh, just look at whether the carved thing, which also has eyes on it, but doesn't really seem to correspond.
You can't get a decent look at that, by the way. Your characters have seen.
Yeah, well, okay.
The carved thing.
So-
Yeah, with the eyes.
Oh, yeah. You can see part of it kind of behind one of these boxes.
I reckon if we send someone in, we put a rope around. Well, when we send someone in, we put a rope around their waist. So when the eye shoots a laser at them, we can drag them back without us having to go in.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think 2 ropes.
Okay,
Lovely.
let's shoot an arrow through. Who wants to
Yeah.
shoot an arrow through 7?
Well, maybe chuck a rock.
Yeah,
Right,
rock.
well,
I mean, arrow's traveling quite fast. Rock, less, you know. And
Yeah.
yes, Tanya would like to, well, and Severin would both like to perceive around the door, around the arch. I guess looking for any catches along that Tanya's seen before, any inscriptions or anything like that.
Okay. So I've got an action. I hear a loud and clear action, which is a perception. So who? Tanya, make a roll, please.
Yeah.
Firstly.
92, and her perception's 85.
Thank you. Okay, and Severin.
Severin rolls a 66, and his perception is 75.
Okay, you have a good look around this door area, around the nearby walls. Tanya, you're mindful of the great spotting you did back down here and here, and just past these doors to find this very well hidden little panel. So you saw that. You're trying to spot something similar, for example. Severin, you're going on what else Tanya's found, and also just having a good look around. Both of you scour this area. Tanya using your picked up torch that you found, and Nicholas, you're probably assisting with the light. Neither of you see or notice anything different, untoward, anything that I haven't already described.
Yotto's going to throw a rock down the corridor.
Cool.
Ideally 27 feet, so across all of the eyes.
Cool. And where does it? So into the chamber.
Yeah.
Cool. give me a roll, basically a non-fumble, and the rock lands fine.
Yeah, 21.
21. Yeah, you're fine. Not a great throw, but adequate. Yep, the rock goes sailing through and lands at the end with a thud.
So things can go through there without getting disintegrated.
So it could be whether it's triggered by metal or organic matter, perhaps.
Or magic. The bird is magic, not made up of stuff. So one
Yeah, the
presumes
rocks
it's a magic thing.
inert, but what if it was a living being or metalled or metal?
Well, I think the next sensible thing to do would be for Jada to find the eye with the 0 on it and bang it with her quarterstaff.
Well,
maybe,
Jada do? Go, Graham.
Pardon?
Yeah, just trying to think of an alternative, just, trying to riff on alternative ways of tracking this. Another one would be to have a foot on each tile that adds up to 6 the whole time. So that you would have your foot on 0. No, that doesn't work. No.
You can't do
I'm
that on the
trying to
first
come up
row.
with alternatives, and you can't do it on the first row.
You would have to be quite athletic to leap to the second row.
5 and 1. Yeah.
And do you have to
Can't
have
do it on
that?
the first row. It can't be the way
Not
it's
likely.
done.
Not likely. No. I'm just
I
trying.
mean, I suppose it could be
some other way.
like, you could do like, what is it, the square of 2 minus 3, but it's not going to be that confusing, right? I mean, I think we've got an
I
obvious
think that
possible
any
path
any
that would
theory
seem-
is worth discussing. Definitely, if you've got one.
Yeah.
Maybe just a law knowledge, like a law roll on Lords of Arcana. Any hearsay, any stuff about their numerology? Would that be possible? Just a knowledge check, Chris,
Sure. Yeah. Anybody can make
with it just in case.
Yeah, sure. Go for it, Nicholas.
That's a 78.
What's his?
I don't know if he's got the best skill for this. General knowledge is 64. And that's probably his best skill. So
doesn't recall anything. He hasn't heard anything.
Cool.
That springs to
Thank
mind.
you.
That might have been a successful roll. That might have been an unsuccessful roll. He don't know.
it's a very long shot.
What about even just basic detect traps? You might notice something like pressure point pads or if they're tiles or something, That's if they're mechanically triggered. If someone's got detect trap, just can't hurt.
Oh, detect traps. Yeah. Can I detect traps without entering the room?
Yep. You're probably at a bit of a minus because you're not a. Yep, you can. Yep, give me a roll.
Wow.
Should be able to see the first tile, or patterns at least, right by the door without entering the room.
82 plus 85.
Tanya, you're peering down here and you're using a lantern or a torch to see. Yeah. Let me just check that. there's certainly something, perhaps blindingly obvious statement, but there's something that's just not right about this corridor. There's definitely something that's making you uneasy about this corridor. You can't quite put your finger on what it is.
Or do
maybe-
we want to, Chris?
Maybe you, if you gave it a bit more thought for a couple of hours or an hour or so or a bit, you could maybe perhaps have another think. But you can't quite place it. You definitely haven't walked away going, it's fine, no problem. There's something here that's just giving you the heebie-jeebies, but you can't quite place it.
I'm really struggling to come up with another pattern. I can't think of one.
Seems obvious, which it could be, but it might not be obvious. Natural thinking. There's nothing else about the patterns that's different. The actual iris itself is the same in each pattern.
Arcana is 6 letters. That doesn't help. In English. We don't have a name. No. Devil. What was the name of the dust?
Remember, guys?
Aorthoric.
Correct.
Aorthorix. I'm not sure that's helpful.
Again, in our language.
Yeah.
There's been nothing in any of the frescoes to do with eyes.
No. I mean,
Well, there were more
from the-
frescoes that we didn't look at, actually.
they're from statues. From that statue, obviously, it indicates that there's a. I know we can't see it, but if we can see the bottom of it, door. There's a door through on the 5th, on the number 5, the far right one. But obviously, there's more steps forward than there are. There's more eyes.
I don't understand what you mean. Sorry.
Oh, the statue thing of the eyes shows a doorway in the 4th, the top of the steps. It shows a doorway through the 4th.
So I flashed an image up on the screen. I'll do it again. This one here. You can see kind of part the top of that. You can see kind of up to about there.
Oh,
you can't see the bottom of it.
Okay. So another thought is every row has 5, and that image Chris flicked up, I think, had 5 eyes per row.
I think I had 4.
I thought it was 5.
No, it was 4.
So just
Was
so that's on the ground, and then this guy here is is here above this archway. So you're looking through. You're looking through, and directly above, like right there, is that symbol with
eye on it.
the eye on it and 6 eyelashes.
6 lashes. What did that? Can you flash us back to what we saw of the other one again? Other thing again?
Sure. It's in the chat, but yeah, I can do that. Yep. It's this one.
4s. Oh yeah.
Yep.
6, 7.
I mean, we can only see the top of that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you could make each of them add up 6 by using 2 people. So you could have somebody standing on the 2 and then someone jumping on a row. How many people could you get on each stone? That's each tile.
Yeah. I love the way that players come up with questions that you've got absolutely no idea of. Or had thought of. I don't know. Would 3 people sound reasonable, maybe? At a pinch? 2, definitely. Probably 3. So yeah.
Oh, we decided they were 2.5 foot wide, right?
Yeah. So maybe.
So, so if imagine someone jumps on a 2 and someone jumps on a 4, and then the next person move on 1 and a 5. Yep. That kind of pattern. But or it could be 5s, or it could be 3s. Is it time to Tanya to try her vision thing?
I reckon. Yep. We've got 3. If we come up with 3 scenarios we want to test, I think the one I posted in the chat, I think was your original one, Anthony, of that pattern. I reckon that's the first one to try out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you think backwards. Okay, 4, 5, 6. But that's 7 moves, right?
7 moves. Yep.
But you can
start from 0.
Because you could go 0, 1, 2, 3. So it would be a jump, right? But you could go from 1. You could start on 0, go diagonally to 1, and then jump 2 over to the left to go to 2, then jump 2 over to go to 3, then move laterally to 4, then to 5, right? So that's 1,
so we'll be ending on
4,
end on 5.
That would be 6 moves rather than 7.
Yep, we could try it both ways in the visions. We've got 3 goes.
Yeah. But that would be 6, which kind of feels right because of the 6 on the end, you know what I mean?
Agree. But I think that also the one that's starting at 0 and finishing on 6 at the sorry, that's what you said. Sorry, 6.
Sorry, hang on. Whoa. Sorry, you start on 1, haven't you? Sorry, hang on. 1, 2.
No, starting on 0.
Start on 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there is a way of doing it in 6.
But you'd only end on 5.
No, so you go 0 to 1, 0 to on. So moving forwards, except for row 4, where you go adjacent, then off. So, yeah, does that? Yeah. All right, she'll try that first, I think, because that suggests 6 steps, which kind of aligns with the number on the end.
Could be that if you did that pattern, Graham, then maybe at the end if you reach up and you touch the eye and the pillar, that might be the touch 6, maybe.
The eye and the pillar?
On the archway at the end.
That is tall. That is very, very tall.
Yeah.
It would be out of Tanya's reach.
So Tanya would like to take her bow and then consider what would happen were she to step on the plates on the eyes in the following order. The eye with no lashes.
Well, let's. That's one action. Give me a.
Oh, I mean, can't I can't consider the full.
No.
If I did this, and this, what would happen? I can't give in. It's more vague than that. Is what we say.
Yes, but you need to roll for this, correct? Yes.
Yes, for the spell. Yeah.
Yep. So give me a roll for the spell, please. 1 or a 2 is a failure.
42.
42. Yeah. So the spell absolutely and utterly successfully goes off. Spell goes off. You so your anticipation that you're wanting to ask it is, what would happen if somebody touches that first one where you've got up on screen, the enabled 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 7. If someone would step on.
Sorry.
No, you tell me. Tell me.
Yeah.
The description.
Not that one. The one that completes it in the 6 moves. So stepping on.
Which one do you step on first?
The one that's marked there with 1 that has no lamp.
That's what I meant. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that one.
So that's her vision. That's what she has in her head.
Yep.
And then nothing. She just sees kind of shimmering, kind of golden mist. And that's it.
Do I get a sense of the mist being good or bad?
Just see shimmering, golden mist. She doesn't see. The mist doesn't obscure. The mist just completely obscures your vision. It obscures not the corridor, but everything that you see with that vision. So your vision starts off with a sense of someone coming up and touching that first panel labeled 1, and as they do that, suddenly your vision is just completely shrouded in a yellow fog. You see nothing more.
Doesn't sound good.
Describe that, or
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes. She will share that vividly.
Nicholas would just say, "I think that the vision spell is being blocked."
Ah. Good interpretation. Ho hum. All right. He wants to do it.
Wants us to step.
Someone with lots of hits. Someone with a good quickness, in case they need to make a maneuver to jump out of the way.
Well, I guess if you stand on the very first one, you're right by the door.
Yep.
You can have some people. What about? Oh, you say you could put a rope around whoever does it. So if they start, you just yank them.
Definitely.
Yank 'em
I
back.
think with 2 ropes. I think. Well, yeah. Well, we'll get some ropes out.
Okay.
Just imagining all of us, like a lot of characters looking at each other like who's kidding?
Paper rank.
I've got a bad leg. I've got a bit of a headache.
These ropes now. Who are we tying them to? More.
Yotto's been rather quiet. Is Yotto still with us?
He'd run away.
Yeah.
Has Giles Potter be right back?
No, he's being strong and silent.
Jadar's sleeping in the corner.
Yep.
He's gone back too.
Sorry,
Resting.
I'm back. Sorry, popped out for a sec.
Oh, were you volunteering? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Back in a second.
Yeah, I can volunteer. That's fine. Yeah, I'll do it. Tomorrow, Jeremy, let's go.
I was just joking.
I'm fine with it. I think you ought to be curious.
I think someone's
Gotta do this, right?
got to. Nicholas. It's not Nicholas's character to volunteer, I'm afraid.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
well,
think it would be.
Does he need to take stuff off?
Let's tie some ropes around you, Yotto.
Yep.
And
Wish me
so
well.
if anything bad happens, we'll yank you back in.
I
I think the 6 moves make sense personally. Rather than the
Do you want
7.
to put your pattern in the chat?
Yeah, put your pattern in the chat.
So I
Yeah,
can understand it.
All right, hang on a minute.
I think it requires a big jump. I reckon the one that's in chat already goes straight up the middle, which might
Yeah.
also be bad. Well,
Yeah.
because I reckon there's going to be a laser beam or something coming from that eye. What it's going.
It's just the significance of the number.
Yeah.
concerns.
True. I don't think there's nothing we can't know. That's all there is to it. We just make
No.
the best guess we can.
Yeah. And I can find nothing on Google.
Bear with.
I've been trying all sorts of keywords.
Nothing on Google. Well, how to cross? I've got.
Yeah. Well, I thought, well, maybe it's a different pattern instead of like eyelashes. It's just numbers. Yeah. If you've got a number pattern, what does that look like?
Spec, what happens?
Now, just
I
trying
think
to.
we've got a volunteer. I think we're tying ropes around. Giles, are you truly okay?
Yep. I want to use the
Tying-
heroic, but I think stupid is closer.
Could you take some stuff off just in case, like
Any special items that we want to keep?
Like my clothes, or
No.
no? Have you got like the one and only something in your backpack? You want to leave your backpack behind just in case?
I think I'm just going to keep it all with me. Everything's pretty secure on my person.
Ropes around Yotto. I don't know who's got a rope mastery skill.
I'm going to be so Chris. I'm going to also maximally prepare myself. I've seen the disaster of the 2 spells that have gone off, but if I get into a deep crap, I'm going to try something.
Okay.
And let's take a step onto. Are you going to, Graham? Are you going to put your pattern?
Yeah,
in the
sorry,
deck?
I'm just working on it. I'm just
Are you flammable, Giles?
Are you flammable? Did you say?
I'm golden, bro. You see, I'm golden. Any golden shimmers, they don't worry me too much. And I'm tall, like the old Lords of Arcana. That might confuse them. You never know.
Yeah.
If only I had my other character, I could cast Misshaped Feel and make myself into an Arcana person. But I don't.
So when our watchers watch this, there'll be some very smart person out there who would have figured out the pattern about 20 minutes ago and go, "Oh, it's this."
Yeah.
You know, put it in the chat later.
Yeah, maybe we should stop the game now and here's my personal email and
Is that called filibuster?
Yes.
yeah. Right, here we go. Apologies. Shove this in. So what you
Your
think?
numbers is beautifully written as my numbers.
Pretty much worse, I think.
So I didn't think it might get worse.
Why won't that paste?
It's coming.
Does that come through?
Not yet.
See you typing. Push enter.
Oh, I did. Hang on.
Oh.
In all seriousness, Chris, how much longer are we going to play for?
Oh,
Oh
come
goodness,
on.
it's 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Sydney. I've got a conference I need to go to.
Yeah. At what time do you need to be away, Giles?
Well, about 2 hours ago. So it doesn't really matter. Soonish.
Up to you guys. I'm good to stop or play till whenever. So you tell me. Do we
If
want
you
to?
guys want to keep playing, I might need to hand my character over to someone, which is fine. Eskel is a master at warrior
Be
mages.
handy. Be handy if you can't die.
Yeah. Good point. Yes, leave immediately.
Oh God, what's? Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
That's what
Alright.
that's the numbers are perfect.
Well, let's in courtesy to Giles, let's make a call on time. I'd be very happy to keep playing on with the 3 of you, Pete, Anthony, and Graham. But I'm also very happy to call it. What do we want to do? Just to give Giles a heads up.
I need to go in about half an hour. Would be good for me.
Yeah, that's fine
Okay,
for
so
me.
on the pattern you've put in, Graham, you go 0, 1,
Right.
2.
Let's figure out time first. What do we? So, do we play on for another half an hour, or do we call it here, guys? And Giles, you're going to have to shoot now. I realise that.
Pretty much.
Yep. Pete, Graham, Anthony, make a call.
I can play for another half hour.
I'm happy to either play stop now or
I'm happy to. I can play on. That's fine. I'll go with the flow.
Play on for another half an hour. Done.
Sweet.
So just before I go, Graham, on the pattern you've put down, you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There's no 5.
Oh shit! Sorry if I got it wrong. There's a oh, sorry, yeah, it's 5, not the 6th.
So
I'll do that again, shall I?
No, just one next to
You
it.
just mean the last maneuver to be 1 over.
Yeah, sorry, that's my fault.
So, do you want it to be the last maneuver, or if still nothing happens, do you want to step on that?
Well, I guess you try the first one and go
Suppose
one
you can
step.
step off and see what happens.
All right, I'm going to step on the first one. What happens?
All right. So number 1 is the first one that you step on.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yotto's got 2 ropes tied round him. Who's hanging onto the ropes and who's doing what else? Anything else I should be aware of?
Eskel will hold one rope.
Okay.
Severin will hold the other.
Eskel and Severin, Nicholas and Tanya are doing.
Tanya will be perceiving.
Okay, cool.
Nicholas would suggest that we all stay out of the doorway, but would suggest that Tanya goes and tries to go from the end, gets a view up the hall, so we can actually see what he's doing. If that makes sense.
Oh, well,
Because Nicholas has.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, so sort of on the other side of the dais, so that so if something, yeah, I don't know, so she can. Does that work? Yeah. So she can be, hearing, but can move instantly out of the way. But she can see what's happening, and the rest of us are on either side of the door with ropes going around the corner. Nicholas will be,
Yeah, good idea.
to the side. Does that work?
And Jada?
So
And Jada's just resting in the corner.
Okay, done. All right, cool. Yotto, you bravely, very, very bravely, put your feet on number 1. And there is a terrible noise.
I presume I've just been pulled back into the other room.
You don't have time to. So firstly, this noise, the spell of some kind of intense magic, and then this. And Tanya, what you see, and you're peering intently down. I'm not going to ask for any kind of perception roll. What you see is not this exactly, but you see. You can't be sure on the exact number, but at least 1, if not 2, kind of shimmering blue, clearly enchanted blades, this kind of size and shape, come spinning down the hall at blindingly fast pace towards Yotto. And also several, you're not quite sure how many, from the ceiling and from the floor. Basically, there is just this whole network of blades, a mincing machine for Yotto. And Yotto, you have a quite important dice roll to make, please. You have a sheer folly maneuver to get out of the way of these blades. Your failure is going to your success. If you're lucky, you don't get hit by any. If you succeed by a whisker, only 1 blade touches you, and then increasingly, depending on how bad or good your roll is, more than 1 blade might touch you. Can you please roll a sheer folly maneuver? You don't wear armor, so this is purely based on your agility, and it's an all or nothing roll. Make it a good one, please, Yotto.
43. I don't know what my agility is. Sorry, Chris. I've just picked up mine.
43. Okay.
43.
Yeah, got it. Just let me find Yotto for you, unless you can beat me to it, Anthony. I think you've got a copy of his sheet.
So I got it down.
See if I can beat you to it. What level is he? Yotto's level 8. I think I've beaten you to it. Agility is 13. So 43 plus 13 is a 56 on a sheer folly. 56. A sheer folly. You fall down, unfortunately, Otto, so there's a failure. Yes. Now that's an interesting result. Plus 5 hits and you're out for 3 rounds. So you immediately take 5 hits And with that, I'm going to say, unfortunately, you get hit by 5 of these blades.
Oh, God.
What's that?
So how many hits do I take?
5 to begin with. Conscious that you've got to go, Giles, so I'll try to make this speedy, but this is going to take a second. The way around. Now, your call, Giles, whether you want to stick around for this or whether you want to leave.
I've got to go.
Yep, you head off, and we'll tell you what happens to your character. But unfortunately, he failed that.
Is it going to take a while to tell me how long it's going to, what's going to happen to him, Chris?
There's going to be. I've got to roll 5 attacks on him.
I'll go brush my teeth, and if you're done by the time I'm finished, Frank, if you're not, we can sit down.
All right. Okay. 200 sword attack. Yeah, so that's 100, no, 48 times 2. That's firstly 96 hits and an E. And I'm going to have to record this. And he also just got his leg cut off.
Does someone just want to send me a just send me a text on WhatsApp about how badly smashed I am? That'd be useful.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, team. I got to shoot.
Okay. What did you guys last hear me say with Giles still in game?
Got his leg cut off.
So characters. So I was hoping Giles might take the hint of not being here. What do you think? Was Giles still here for me to say that, or not here for me to say that?
He wasn't in spirit there. How's that? He was well distracted. He was already partially checked out, so rather than a full severance, perhaps it's just a deep gouge.
Yeah. Okay. He didn't actually. He didn't hear me say that actually.
No, he didn't.
Other players and other people listening to this did. So he's just dodged a bullet there. He's just taken 15 hits. Yeah, I'll do a calculation of that soon. But that was the first of 5. Wham. The second of 5. Did exactly the same again. Times 2. 96 and an E. 96 hits an E. Foe received minor side wounds, fights at -10, and takes 1 hit per round. So we'll take that result, definitely. That was the second of 5. The third is the two-handed swords are dangerous. And he was lucky I was rolling on the wrong crit table as well. And he's not here for sever foe's spine, plus 20 hits. Foe collapses in a second, is paralyzed from the neck down permanently. He takes another 20 hits, and he's unconscious. He's been unconscious for a while now. I'll think about how to handle that. It was 3, I think. 2 more. And $62 in a D. 81 major abdominal wound, plus 10 hits. Foe takes 8 hits a round and is stunned for 4 rounds. Is unable to parry for the next 2 rounds. Foe at -10. And then the last one is a result of 3 was the roll. However, with only a very small DB for Yotto of 19, 28 times 2 is 56. Strike to the lower back, foe may not parry and is out. Next round plus 3 hits. Foe takes 2 hits per round. Now, admittedly, he got the most extreme result. But fair to say, that's how Yotto is now looking. Hang on. Just took 331 hits. He's bleeding at 11 hits a round from multiple injuries. He's got a -27 penalty. He's stunned for 4 rounds, stun no parry for 2. And I'm going to say, I think with your good judgment there, Anthony, that Giles didn't actually hear that he got his leg cut off. So,
no, I think he was well distracted.
Yeah, so I'm going to call him, I'm going to say he hasn't lost a life level, but Yotto is not in a good way. So what remains of Yotto collapses back into room here, well and truly unconscious and bleeding heavily.
He's lost a life level, right?
I'm gonna say he he's technically lost. He technically lost 3 in that. So there were 2 fatal critical results. Getting a leg cut off, and there was another 89 or thereabouts. And he's just taken 3 times his hits. So he is not in good shape. But as per how we game, technically, I don't know. Tell me if this is fair or not. We do have a rule that if someone else is playing your character, you can't die. it was Giles's decision to take that step forward. What do we think? Or do we want to muse on it? He wasn't there to listen to the critical, but he was there to take the action. What's fair?
Well, I suppose. What's the consequence if we say? Oh,
I feel pretty bad telling a character, "Hey, you weren't there and your character died." That's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah, let's go with that.
so he would have bad cuts on him, be unconscious, losing hits, but would be repairable.
Yes.
And hasn't lost a life level.
And hasn't lost a life.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. We haven't actually had a moment like that where the player has said, "I do the thing," and then the results of the thing haven't been able to be communicated to them. I think it's kind of fairer if you get the bad news in game. I don't know. What do people think? What's fair? I want to go with what's fair. Certainly as a GM, I don't particularly want to communicate, "Hey, you've just lost a life level."
Yeah, I think that there's that one point to choose to step on it, so you could say yes, you could lose a life level because that we're still in control of the character. But not being here perhaps shouldn't be turned to mincemeat. So it is recoverable.
Maybe we have a think. We have a think about it outside game, and come back to it, and maybe we do end it there.
Yeah.
Stunned silence from the rest of the team.
Hey?
Stunned silence from the rest of the team.
Oh, yeah, I'm just not sure this is worth proceeding.
So it didn't matter what pattern we did, it was going to be mincemeat. We always started on that first tile.
It's not as if we've got a better idea. The only other pattern I can see is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's not worth a life level, whatever's on the other side. It's just not worth it, is it?
To be fair, and as I'll tell you what. Shall we call it there? I'm going to roll credits.
Sure.
Yep.
So, rolling credits. Tune in next session.